Hello guys, my name is Nathan Cavalcante from São Paulo, Brazil. I'm here today to present you SAP MM consumption-based planning. This is a very good tool from standard SAP. I could tell you that several companies use this process, so it's very good to know how it works in order to implement whenever you need it. So first of all, I would like to provide you some basic information about this scenario. So let me try to explain a scenario as example. Let's just say you have a company, and this company have 1,000 parts, and every day you must know the quantities for each part. These parts are very important for production process. So can you imagine a person going down to the warehouse and counting part by part and taking notes in his spreadsheet how many parts the company has for each part? It's a kind of trouble. Uh, is a task, consuming time task, terrible task. So MRP does exactly the same task, but it does it very quickly. So based on some parameters, you tell the system your reorder point, and the system will check for you if the quantity you have in your stock is under the reorder point or not. If it is under the reorder point, the system will generate automatically a purchase requisition. Okay, that's the basic idea. Let me show you the sawtooth graph. Here in the x-axis we have the time. So let's just say this is a month. From the first day until the end of the month. Okay, and this axis you have the stock level. In the other words, the quantity of the material that you have in your stock. Okay, so let's just say in the first day of the month you have performed a good receipt. So you were from 0 quantity and now you have 500 quantity. Okay. During the days, it's normal to perform consumptions against production orders, for example. So the time is passing, and every day you are using this material. So let's just say you needed 6 days in order to perform this consumption. Here we call this point as reorder point. You can tell the system 100 quantity is your reorder point. When the stock level reaches this point, the system will automatically generate the purchase requisition. And you would need a time to convert it in purchase order, send it to vendor. Vendor will separate the material, the goods, and send to you. We call it lead time, which means the time from the purchase requisition creation until the goods received. So here is our lead time is very small, very short lead time. And I have to guarantee that you have enough quantity in order to work the following days until I receive the quantity, my goods received. So it happens here in this day, and your stock level reaches again the plant maximum stock level. In this case, 500, and the life goes on. So it is a routine. Okay, so you have up and down along the month. So if you see this graph is like a sawtooth. That's why it received this name. Okay? So just telling you the concept, I hope you could understand. Let us see more concepts. To the ones that do not know this graph, it represents a specific product consumption and resupply continuity as follows. 100 is a producer reorder point, meaning every time stock level reaches this point or quantity, system will generate automatically a resupply purchase requisition in order to restore the maximum stock level. 500 is the plant maximum stock level. The necessary time to perform stock level resupply since purchase requisition creation until goods receipt is known as lead time. This graph example is very simple, since it does not have security stock level. But the idea was just show graphically the reason it is no sawtooth. Up and down stock levels across the time generates a saw image. Okay? So let's go to the next slide. Prerequisites. Okay, let's just go to SAP and try to put this idea on SAP. Let's go to Material Master Data MRP view, MRP1. So I'm going to MMO2. I have a material that I would like to use here, this one. Let's just choose MRP1 view, and let's just choose the plant we are going to work. Okay, so the first change we must do is MRP type. Let's just choose V1. MRP type is here. Now it's showing that is ND, no planning at all, and we are going to change it to V1. V1 is exactly the example that I would like to show you. Manual reorder point with external requisition. External requisition, that means that we have a supplier, external supplier, a vendor. Okay. As you can see, we have here V2. It's the same, it's similar to the V1, but it's automatically. Okay, I'm going to show you only V1. You can try to work with the other ones to see the difference. Okay, let us work with V1. We have to define our reorder point. In our example, we're working with 100. Okay. Also, we must define our MRP controller. And MRP controller is here. Let's just say is the person in charge of the stock. Here in Portuguese we have gerente de stock, which means stock manager. Okay. MRP controller. We must define MRP lot size. Let's just choose HB. I will show you what means HB. HB, replenish to maximum stock level. Okay. And we must define our maximum stock level. You can do that here. In our example, we were working with 500. Okay. We have more fields here, but for the sawtooth, only this information is necessary, I believe. Let's just see. Let's just check if it's missing any data. No errors, so we can just save the changes we have done so far. Alright, material is changed. Okay, what we can do right now is just perform a test to see if the system will work or not. Well, first thing we must do is just check the quantities we have in our stock right now. So I'm using MD04 transaction. We are working on plant 0100. And here we have 483 in our stock, which means the quantity we have is above the reorder reorder point, which means if we run the MRP, nothing will happen, just because it's not necessary to purchase more quantities for this material. Okay, let's just run MRP and just confirm what I have told you right now. Transaction MD02. I'm going to run the MRP just for one material. If you need to run for the whole plant, we should use MD01 transaction code. Okay, here's the material, here's the plant. I'm going to use net change for total horizon. Create purchase requisition. Let me see here. No schedule lines. For me, it's not necessary. You can try several options here. Okay, I'm just using the ones I like to work. MRP list. Let us create planning mode. I like to delete and recreate the planning data. I can display the results before they are saved. And if I want, I can display material list. Let's just run with these options. Double enter, and you can see nothing has changed. Okay? Alright. Well, we have to simulate now. We have to change this quantity. We must be under reorder point, that is 100. So all I can do now is just perform a consumption. I don't have any production order right now, but I can do a consumption against cost center. Okay, so let's use transaction code MB1A. Very slow. Let me open another window, and let's just try again. Use transaction code MB1A. Okay. Let's use movement type 201 and storage location 0001. Alright. Cost center, I can use this one. And the material, this one. Let's just see the batches for this material. Alright. Here, very good. I have 400 quantities in this batch. So 400 batch. Enter. And now we are ready to save. Okay, material document is created, and we can go back to MMBA transaction code and refresh. Alright, now we have 83 the quantities in my stock, which means we are under the reorder point. Okay, if we run again the MRP, the system will generate, the system should generate a purchase requisition. Okay, so let's just do it. Let's just do it right now. I will not save displaying results. Let's just run again the transaction code MD02. Let's just change delete and recreate the planning data. With no schedule lines. No schedule lines. Okay. All right. Enter, double enter. Oh, perfect. So exactly what we were expecting. System will generate a purchase requisition. This is the number, the item, and the quantity. So we have changed the material in MRP view, MRP1 view. We told the system that our plant maximum stock level is 500. So what the system will do? System will create a quantity exactly the quantity missing in order to reach the maximum level. So, in other words, this quantity plus this quantity will be exactly the maximum plant stock level. Okay, so we can save the changes because I agree with the result. And here we have the MRP run results. Okay. All right. Let's just go transaction MD04 and let's just see the MRP list. On double click in the purchase requisition, you would be able to open it or just to convert it in the purchase order. You just open it. Let's just change because I would like to see it in open fields. All right. What would you like to show you? Item, the material description, the quantity, delivery date. Okay. Here, gerente de estoque is the stock manager. Okay, which means MRP controller name. Okay. Here, let's just see the item details. Nothing interesting here. The quantities. Evaluation is the internal price, internal material price. Here is the status. And here is exactly what I would like to show you. The contact person. Creation indicator. This is very important. How can I know if a purchase requisition was created manually or created by MRP? So here is how you can know this information. The creation indicator says that this purchase requisition was created by Material Requirements Planning, MRP. Okay. Also, you can see here the MRP controller, HHH, stock manager that we have assigned in this material and in MRP1 Vision. Okay, so this is the idea. This is exactly that what I would like to show you. We have done a test for just for one material. So the next step is create a purchase order to perform the good receipts and Miro and invoice verification, and you have the 500 quantities in your stock over again. Again, we have done this test just for one material, and this can be done for several materials, several important parts for the company. Okay, what else is important to say? If you have, let's just say, 100 parts that are very important to the company, and you would like to use this solution for these parts, you can do that. You can try using the manual, the V1 MRP type or V2. If you work with manual type, manual MRP type, let me open again. Here, you must have in your mind that you need to provide this information for each material. Okay. Also, a very important information is you have to provide this information, this information, this information. You can do that in mass. Okay. You can use transaction code MM17, and you can provide this information from an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. You can use it for plant data. Okay. You need to know which fields you must use in order to perform this mass update. Just press F1 in this field and click over here, technical information, and you have this information here. Okay, mark, and this is the field. Mark the table, and this is the field. Do the same, repeat the same procedure for all necessary fields we have used here today, and you would be able to perform mass update for all necessary materials. Okay, I think this is all that I would like to show you today. I hope you could understand my bad English, and I hope you can try on your own. So that's all. Thank you very much for watching. And if you could not understand anything that I tried to explain here, please just send an email to me, and I would be able to provide you more information. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you next time. If your stock is under the reorder point or not. If it is under the reorder point, the system will generate automatically a purchase requisition. Okay, that's the basic idea. Let me show you the sawtooth graph. Here in the X, the quantities for each part. These parts are very important for production process. So can you imagine a person going down to the warehouse and counting part by part and taking notes in his spreadsheet how many parts the company has for each part? It's a kind of... Hello guys, my name is Nathan Cavalcante from São Paulo, Brazil. I'm here today to present you SAP MM consumption-based planning. This is a very good tool from standard SAP. I could tell you that several companies use this process, so it's very good to know how it works in order to implement whenever you need it. So first of all, I would like to provide you some basic information about this scenario. So let me try to explain an example, a scenario as example. Let's just say you have a company, and this company have 1,000 parts, and every day you must know it trouble. Is a task, consuming time task, terrible task. So MRP does exactly the same task, but it does it very quickly. So based on some parameters, you tell the system your reorder point, and the system will check for you if the quantity you have